Mushoku Tensei is the worst anime ever made.
Everything I hear about this series tells me more and more it's
I think
not for
everyone
me.
watching this anime has got a
Someone
big
put the
problem
writer in jail, OMG, those are children!
Message it presents is a woman's
No! Why did
You know, I normally show comments like these and then explain how they're wrong. But I can't do that this time because I agree with them. Mushoku Tensei, or Jobless Reincarnation, is for losers.
You lose!
Go figure. You see people everywhere saying things like, oh, the animation's so good, the story elements, characters, they're so good.
Rose Pee-Pee was not vibing with her skibbity toilet.
No, those people are missing the entire point. Get it? The oversized bald loser hat comes to a point. They either don't actually get Mushoku Tensei, or they refuse to talk about its actual meaning. This series is made for fucking losers. More so than any show I've ever seen. The more of a loser you are, the more you're likely to enjoy it. And that is exactly why Mushoku Tensei is my favorite anime of all time. I think you're good. Probably. For the most part. Mushoku Tensei is about the life and growth of Rudius Grey Rat, who comes from a line of grey rats.
Rudy dreams of becoming a great French chef, despite his family's wishes and the obvious problem of being a rat in a decidedly rodent-phobic profession. When fate places Rudy in a series of
Gods, if I don't stop memeing this hard, we're not gonna get anywhere with this.
Not because you're a rabbit.
Or because you're black!
Rudius is a man who used to be a NEET. We'll talk about that more in a bit. Got hit by a truck and reincarnated into another world. In other words, this is an isekai. Oh, shush. Mushoku Tensei is known as the granddad of all isekai, with its light novel, or like anime book, I guess, released in 2012, popularizing many of the genre's modern tropes and themes. Remember Truck-kun? That was Mushoku Tensei. Basically, everybody these days copies it because Mushoku Tensei is actually good. Storytelling, phenomenal. Characters, interactions, organic and human. Its general show, don't tell, approach at world building, reckon-spickable. Not to mention the anime's action and absolutely fucking gorgeous animation. Did we just spend a full week animating a piece of bread? That does seem to be the case. That shit look good though. Sure does.
Oh my god, what are you, fucking 12?
I am literally 10 years old.
Yeah, I'm 12 right now in the story.
Oh yeah.
Mushoku Tensei is an objectively well-made anime. Studio Bind, the one who done did the diddly-doos, was created for the sole purpose of making it. And they were given a measurable metric fuck time for the budget and lead time, or the amount of time to complete the project. Having the rare luxury of being able to spend 6 motherfucking months on a single 24-minute episode. The anime has been generally extremely well received. But, you know, it's a little bit, polarizing.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels
Some people even go as far as to call it bad. Bad because of him. Our main character. Okay, we're done with that. Our main character, the one that we're supposed to identify with, you know, maybe even respect a little bit, starts off as an absolute degenerate piece of shit. Rudius is an ugly, fat, 40-year-old NEET who does nothing but lays about all day masturbating to anime girls. Basically has no redeeming qualities. And for those who don't know what a NEET is, it stands for Not in Education, Employment, or Training. Basically, they don't contribute to society at all. And they generally shut themselves away from the rest of the world, except for the internet.
Because they require access to hentai and Reddit at all times. Otherwise, their semen and terrible anime takes would build up over time, eventually reaching critical mass, thus causing a small-scale nuclear explosion the size of...
There are plenty of other popular NEETs in anime, none of which are nearly as repulsive as Rudeus. We got Kazuma from Konosuba, Subaru from Re:Zero, even Ishigami from Love is War. These guys are much younger, more attractive, cheerful, except for him, and much more socially competent than Rudeus is.
ごめんシルフィエット髪も短かったし今までずっと男だと思ってたんだ
In other words, Rudeus is too realistic, and that's a problem for some people. For those who have never been a NEET before, or at least been in a similar situation, it can be hard to understand and sympathize with how you feel absolutely hopeless for a long period of time, wanting desperately to change your situation, yet you just can't find the motivation to take the first step. And then, in this time of need, to be ridiculed by absolutely everybody you know. And when you do want to get better, you really do try, but you just can't. And then, when you fail to act, you fail to change, fail to take back control of your life, ultimately you have no one to blame but yourself. Something that others are all too willing to constantly remind you of. It's a great feeling. And then you hate yourself more, hate interacting with others more, and it's just a vicious, downward spiraling cycle. Yeah, if that's never happened to you before, it can be a bit difficult to understand. Most NEETs really just have severe depression, which in 2033 is something that most societies are a lot more accepting of than they used to be. But it's kinda hard to sympathize with someone
when they're an ugly, socially inept, obese 40-year-old that does nothing but jack off to underage anime girls all day. A lot of people think that a person like that should just die.
So Rudeus dies. And then, even when he's reincarnated, Rudeus is still a fucking perv. The very first thing that he does in his new body is try to get a little bit touchy-feely, copy-woppy with his mommy's milkies. It's hard to defend this guy. Rudeus represents our worst qualities. You know, things that we don't want to be relatable, but they are. And that is exactly why people love him so much. Rudeus isn't a terrible person, despite what some people say. He's generally kind and empathetic towards others, and when he's given a second chance, something we all wish we had from time to time, he takes it and immediately tries to improve himself. One of the most profound moments in the show is when he proclaims on his 5th birthday that from then on, he was going to take life seriously. Some people really do struggle with finding reasons to try, reasons to get up in the morning and get out of bed. And to those people, a declaration to take life seriously holds a lot of meaning. But he's definitely not perfect. Rudeus still fucks up constantly. Sometimes he can't even fuck at all. He still gets beaten down again and again and again. Yet what makes Mushoku Tensei special is how it shows Rudeus struggle. Not with fighting, but with finding the motivation to live. And although it's not usually easy for him, he always finds the resolve to move forward. And these are the moments that fill me with so much emotion that it's difficult to describe. They give us the message that no matter how awful your situation, no matter how hopeless things might seem, as long as you're alive and as long as you move forward, good things can still happen. Hope.
Hope dies today.
Mushoku Tensei gives hope to the hopeless. Of course, it's much more than just that, but that is Mushoku Tensei at its core. You can think whatever the fuck you want about Rudeus's gross behavior, the writers for the show, and the people who enjoy it. But I want you to at least understand the point of it all. To anyone that needs to hear this, becoming a NEET, incel, femcel, addict, YouTube reactor, fucking whatever, becoming a loser is not a bad thing. It is okay. The only thing that's bad is refusing to get better. And it doesn't matter when you start, doesn't matter how long it takes, but you gotta try to do it. Shout out to Ben, Lasagna Soda, Fenestrelay, nailed it, and Rocky Pebbleman coming in after I finished recording everything already, for helping me keep the dream alive. You guys are awesome. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting me, and I'll see you all in the next